Hey guys, welcome back. So I've got a lot of notes going on because I want to cover a pretty decent amount of stuff today. So I'm going to try to make this quick as usual. But if you see that I'm looking down like this, that's why. So first off, if you are logging onto D2L and our course for the first time, this is not the video for you, not yet. Don't watch this first. Scroll down a little until you see the video named Welcome Message. Start there. You'll do a short exercise. You'll introduce yourself. You'll send me an email and then come back to this video and I'll tell you what to do next. For those of you who are returning after doing the first assignment, sorry, this is where you belong. This goes to show I should probably not type out this stuff and read from it. It's awful, but anywho, I'm just gonna soldier on. So this video covers the guidelines for completing Module 1, Lesson 1 in D2L. Cool. So first, my apologies for messing with the dates in D2L so much this week. Man, I made a big mistake and I read the calendar of start dates for the class incorrectly and set the initial due dates way too early. So I've made adjustments. I ended up condensing a few things just to avoid bumping too many deadlines down the semester. So I did post an updated version of the syllabus with date adjustments for the semester to the Start Here module. So dates in D2L for Module 1, broken into 2 lessons over 2 weeks, are set now. So I hope you guys are clear about the deadlines. Please always let me know if you are confused and I will help. So for this week, the assignment is to think about your word and grammar crimes. That title comes from Weird Al Yankovic's video called Word Crimes. You will recognize the song. And I'm going to have you guys watch that video, and I want you to think about your own word crimes when you watch this video. So does he talk about anything that's really familiar to you that you know you've had some feedback on in the past, like, oh man, I do that? Or maybe he talks about stuff that you didn't even know you were doing wrong. So what does he talk about that seems like things that you could address? But also, in addition to just listening to what he has to say, I want you guys to watch that video critically. And one of the things that I want you to think about is, what about this word crimes? I want you guys to start thinking about the ways that we talk about grammar errors and things like that in society. So a bunch of you guys have already expressed anxiety about writing. And I'm just wondering, how much of that anxiety is the result of being told that you're committing word crimes or something like that? Is there a better way to address mistakes than Weird Al does? And certainly it's a funny video, but there's definitely times when I'm like, does he really need to be so aggressive? Like at one point he talks about hitting people over the head with a crowbar. At another point he calls people morons. So, and he's definitely not alone in this. This is really common when we talk about grammar errors. So, for example, I brought a couple of books in for show and tell. The first one is called I Judge You When You Use Poor Grammar. And it's not really a textbook, it's just a bunch of images. And these are all images that people have posted to the Facebook group of the same name, I Judge You When You Use Poor Grammar. Yeah, they're just signs that people have taken of different, or they're just pictures that people have taken of different signs. So they're things like, I know this is probably going to be reversey for you guys, but iPod's available here where there's an apostrophe S after iPod. It's not possessive, it's plural. That's one of the things that Weird Al talks about in his video. But yeah, so the whole function of this is to make fun of people. Okay. And then there's another book. This is one in a series by an author named Robert Hartwell Fisk. It's called The Dictionary of Unendurable English, and I'm just going to read to you guys a little piece from the prologue. So, No damsel was ever in more distress, no dray horse more flogged, no defenseless child more drunkenly abused than the English language today. And do not assume that it is attacked only from below, by what used to be called the great unwashed, when looking washed was still held as desirable. Given the sorry state of our education, the catastrophic neglect of book reading on all social levels, oh my gosh, and it goes on from there. So, boy, that sounds kind of old fuddy-duddy stuff. But sure, this old fuddy-duddy guy says that. But, you know, all of us have read internet comments before. One of the quickest ways to shut a person down is to say, oh my God, make fun of whatever grammar mistake they made when they were posting, right? Because that basically means, oh, you are so stupid, nobody should listen to you. And I want us to start thinking about grammar error differently, both our own errors and other people's errors. So my food for thought question is, how can we learn to address our own and others' challenges with writing in a way that isn't judgy and demeaning? How can we work on writing in the same way that you work on something like cooking or any other skill, right? With cooking, you know, you find recipes, you find stuff that works for you, you try to mix it up a little bit occasionally, you tweak things here, you tweak things there, you try stuff out, and you know, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It doesn't mean you're a horrible person. So I just want us to kind of start thinking about grammar and writing ability as a skill that is developed over a period of time. It's not just something you're born knowing. And so after you watch the Weird Al video, look through the other links that I've posted in Lesson 1, Module 1. These are all websites that are devoted to helping writers improve their grammar and writing skills. Some of them are cartoony, some of them are written in a very jokey tone, some of them are a little bit more serious and straightforward. Just poke through. You're not going to read every word on every website that I've listed in there, but just get to know it a little bit and see if there's anything you find familiar. And what you'll do this week is you'll identify 5 things that you want to work on in your writing this semester. I want you to be specific. So these could be commas. There's like 19 comma rules, so that can feel a little overwhelming. But maybe you want to work on your commas. Maybe you want to work on understanding the way sentences work a little bit better. Maybe you want to work on your introductions or your conclusions or something like that. Then I want you to figure out, once you've figured out 5 specific goals, figure out how you can address those goals this semester. I want you to post those 5 writing goals along with those strategies to the D2L discussion board by Wednesday, January 31st. Then you'll respond to your classmates, at least 2 of their posts, with suggestions and helpful advice and maybe some commiseration or cheerleading by Sunday. And then that's going to bring us back on board with the syllabus. So as always, get in touch if you've got questions at all. I look forward to continue reading more intros and to see what you guys are hoping to accomplish this semester. Yeah, really have a fantastic week. And oh, you know what? I'm actually seeing, it's not Wednesday, January 31st. It's Wednesday, January 24th. So post your initial 5 goals by Wednesday, January 24th. And then post your other further recommendations or advice by Sunday the 28th. There was simply too much in the beginning of this message for me to record the whole thing over again. That would be awful. So I'm going to go ahead and let that go. If you're confused at all, just take a look at the D2L home page. You'll see the calendar off to the right, and you'll be just fine. So have a fantastic week. Get in touch if you've got questions. It looks like we might have some good weather here in Colorado. I don't know where everybody else is, but it looks like it might be kind of nice. So I hope you guys get to run around outside and have a good time as well as getting some work done. And I will see you guys next week. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.